Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make the most easiest homemade chicken Alfredo. So for my meat, I'm going to start with some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And right now, I'm just using some olive oil just to help the seasoning stick. I got some kicking chicken seasoning. Once I'm done using that, I'm going to use some paprika. The paprika is just for the color. Once I use paprika, I'm going to season it with some garlic pepper seasoning. Then I'm going to go in with some garlic and herb, some complete seasoning, and then some chicken bouillon. And that's all that you need. Oh, and some black pepper. Once I do that, we're just going to just stir it up. And then our meat should look like this once we're done stirring. So to my skillet, I went ahead and added some extra virgin olive oil. You want to make sure that your pan is hot before you add your chicken because you want to get, well, you want it to look like this. And before I flip my chicken, I added some more paprika and garlic powder and just a little bit of Cajun seasoning. Now, you can adjust to your taste buds and your liking. So once my chicken is done, this is how it looks. And this is why I prefer chicken thighs, because it's a dark meat and it holds more flavor and it doesn't dry out as fast as chicken breast would. So once I take them out of the skillet, this is what the chicken looks like. And you want to keep all that juice. Once I'm done with that, I went ahead and rinsed out my skillet, and then I just added some garlic butter to the skillet, and I had some frozen broccoli in my freezer. And I'm just heating that up with the garlic butter, and I'm seasoning with complete seasoning. Next, to that same skillet, I'm going to add some more garlic butter, and we're just going to let this melt. This is how we're making our sauce. I am adding heavy whipping cream. I am not sure on how many ounces that is, but I know it was the whole bottle. Once I poured all that in there, I'm seasoning my sauce with Cajun seasoning. Next, I am using some Kinder's garlic parmesan seasoning. This is really good. I just started using that maybe a few months ago, and I use it a lot. Also, I'm using some black pepper. Then we will be using some complete seasoning. And then this is some garlic and herb seasoning. Then after that, we'll just add a little bit of paprika. Once again, it's just for the color. And I am adding some Parmesan cheese. And then I will be adding a handful of mozzarella cheese. Next, this is for my pasta water. I'm seasoning it with complete seasoning, garlic and herb, and chicken bouillon. And I will be using penne noodles today. I like to season everything, especially your noodles. You want to layer everything. You want everything to have flavor. So after about maybe a few minutes of our sauce boiling, this is how it should look. I'm going to take a little bit of my pasta water and add it to my sauce, and then we'll just continue to let it stir. You just want to let your sauce thicken up. You don't want it to be too loose or too thick. And then this is how it should start to look when it's all coming together. And then we're just going to just stir this for maybe a few more minutes. Next, I am taking my chicken and my broccoli and I'm putting it on top of my pasta and I'm stirring it up. And this smells so good and it looks so good. And you could have honestly ate it without the sauce. But I'm going to go ahead and keep stirring this up just to get the flavor from the chicken and everything on the noodles. And I'm seasoning it with a little bit more complete seasoning. And I'm just putting some parsley on there and stirring that up. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour my Alfredo sauce on top of my noodles and my meat and my broccoli. And this was so easy. You really didn't even need that much. It's so much easier than using jar sauce. And there's nothing wrong with using jar sauce at all. But if you prefer to do things the more of a homemade way, or if you just want a different recipe, or if you're just learning how to make this, then use this recipe. It's completely easy for beginners. And once I get all this stirred up, I'm just going to add just a little bit more Cajun seasoning at the end. And look at that. It is so creamy and it's so good. And you will really enjoy this. Now, normally I would make like a salad or something to go with my Alfredo. But since I already have broccoli in there, that's fine. I just put some garlic bread with it. And you can really use whichever vegetable of your choice. If you want to use spinach, if you want to use broccoli, use anything. But I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.